Hi guys, welcome back to another episode. My good name is Irene Kabunde, and on this channel we have fun, learn, and inspire. Well, today I'm meeting Mr. Robert, who is young, ambitious, and passionate beekeeper. So he's going to take us through beekeeping process and all it takes to be a beekeeper. So stay tuned and subscribe to the channel, put on the post notification bell, and like this video.
My name is Robert. I'm a beekeeper and I love beekeeping. So as you can see, this is one of my apiaries. I have a number of beehives. You see they are very strong colonies and they are bringing in pollen and nectar. The other one is about to be harvested. I started beekeeping in 2017 when I ventured into agriculture. The reason for me doing this is because bees are consisting of the #1 pollinators worldwide, and they pollinate almost 95% of the food that we eat. So since I started beekeeping, I wanted to improve my yields apart from using organic manure, and through that I created interest in deep beekeeping. I started doing and selling colonies to other farmers who are interested. And as I advanced, I started making bee customers also. There are standard beehives that are used for commercial beekeeping, where you get your honey at the right time. And it's also a good home for the bees. As much as you're getting the honey from the bees, they're also helping you in pollination. So it's a win-win situation. Apiary, I deal with the Langstroth hives because they're good for honey production and easy management. So this is part of the Langstroth. This is the lid. As you can see, the lid has some insulation of a board which helps the bees to regulate the temperature and the humidity inside the hive. This is a brood box. You can see the frame here. A frame, or when you are constructing your frames, the other things you need to consider: the size and the type of the wire that you use has to be food grade. Like for my apiary, sometimes I use the deep boxes to produce honey, so it has to be food grade wire. This is a worksheet. We put the worksheet in the brood box in the frames. This worksheet helps the bees to build their combs in an orderly manner, so that during the inspection and harvesting it becomes much easier, because they are it's the natural nature of a wax or the combs from the bees. So this is a 10 frame Langstroth beehive. We have two parts of Langstroth beehive. This is the brood box, and we have a honey super. Before you put your honey super, we use a queen excluder that will going up in the honey to lay eggs. So that will also help you to have faster honey production. So the Langstroth is called the Reverend Langstroth. It's so that we were interfering with the bees when we used to go to the old nest. We interfere with everything, you cut it out. So now with this technique of using Langstroth beehive for honey production, normally what happens here, we don't harvest anything that we find in the brood box. Whatever is here is normally for the bees. If you harvest this, your bees might die or they might abscond. So whatever we do, when they build up on this brood box, we put a queen excluder on top here that will deter the queen from going up to lay eggs. So on the brood box we add the honey super. We have two types of honey supers. We have the medium one and we have a shallow honey super. So whatever you would like to use. Some people even use the deep honey supers. When you put that after the queen excluder, the bees will concentrate on storing box. As you can see on the other strong colonies over there, they have the honey supers and the queen excluders. So the queen will only be laying down here. So whatever the bees store on the honey super is whatever we take. Sometimes when there's drought, we don't take everything, we leave some for them, because see, whatever we do here, we steal whatever the bees have stored for themselves. Like during cold season, they don't frequently go out, and that's what they use as their food. So you'll be weighing situations. When there's drought, you don't harvest everything. When it's too cold, you don't harvest everything. You leave something for the bees. Then you'll be doing regenerative beekeeping, be helping the bees. So for a complete Langstroth hive, after installation, you'll wait for the bees to get inside it. We call that colonization. When it's colonized and it has built to the required number of frames is when you add your honey super. So from that day you've added your honey super is when you start counting when you'll be harvesting. There are other factors that will lead to the time period that you're supposed to harvest your honey. When your forage area is good, we call that nectar flow. When there's a good flow of nectar, they'll make honey very fast. It's between 3 months to 4 months after introduction of your honey super. Yeah. So yes, for commercial beekeeping, if you intend to be a commercial beekeeper, you're supposed to have approximately 10 hives is manageable for a first timer, because by the time you harvest, when all your hives have been colonized, you'll be having a good income out of it. Because whatever I like about beekeeping, everything is profitable, because after harvesting you might choose to sell your wax. There are other things that you can harvest from the beehive. You can harvest propolis, which you'll sell and it will give you money. Or you might choose to make your tinctures from the propolis and sell them to your customers. And you can make a number of things from the wax also. You can make lip balm. You can make your shoe polish. You can make your wood varnish and sell it. So it's just a circular economy in beekeeping. You utilize everything. And the other things you can also harvest from your beehive. You can put pollen traps. You harvest pollen and you sell it to customers. It's profitable. And right now, medicinally, we harvest bee venom. There's a gadget you put at the entrance of the beehive. It triggers the bees to produce the venom. Then at the end of the day, you come and collect it and sell it. Per gram of bee venom is quite a lot of money. It's sold in thousands. Bee venom is used for treating other things like defects in immune system, and for chronic arthritis cases. Medically, it has been used to treat that, and for cosmetic purposes, it has been used for making anti-aging agents that are organic. So you can harvest your bee venom and sell it to the cosmetic companies, and it can be very profitable. Yeah, beekeeper, as much as you are concentrating on honey production, you should not stress the bees so much that you want to harvest from it. Let them grow. You have strong colonies. Sometimes you can get honey in the first year of your beekeeping, but don't be disappointed when you don't get honey, because that's what they use as their food to build up. So when your colonies are not that strong, don't harvest everything. Be careful when you're harvesting from them, because it's the first time. You might even kill your queen. then you have queenless colony and it dies, because that's the function of the queen, to lay eggs so that the next generation of the bees hatch and they collect honey. We have guard bees in the hive. We have worker bees, and we have the drone. We have the queen, and we have the nurse bees. To build up your colonies very fast, you can use thatcher box. You tie them at different locations in your area or other people's farms. So you want to transport. Venture into beekeeping because it's one of the untapped agri-business areas in Kenya. It's a source of livelihood. When you keep bees, you sell a number of byproducts from the bees, and you'll be able to get money, and that's a source of self-employment. You can also start other things like pollination services. You will take your beehive somewhere for pollination services. You get that money. After the pollination services, you will get your beehives back to the apiary. You will harvest the honey, so you get your income even double. Go the agribusiness way. Do beekeeping as you're doing other things. It will help you. In community-based approach, beekeeping will help in creating employment among the youth and women, because it's a source of livelihood. When you keep bees, you sell your honey. It gives you income. You'll be able to purchase other things. Food security, because honey is a source of food to human. You use it as sugar. You use it to treat coughs. You use it for skincare, burns, and also for treating wounds. So it will help the community members in different ways, and that becomes beneficial to both us and the bees, because we are going the organic way. Hive and other apiary services, you can reach me out on my number 0719 729 647. I'm based in Kisumu West, so you can always reach on me. I'll be at your service.